Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is a very entertaining film, though not as great as the first two movies of this franchise. It's still fun to watch. The acting from Harrison Ford and Sean Connery makes the film better, and it's very enjoyable. If you haven't ever seen this film, then I suggest you check it out because it's worth your time. Taking place in 1938, Indiana Jones is now looking for the Holy Grail, but he's also found his father who's been kidnapped by Nazis. Really? Nazis once again? Didn't Indiana Jones fight them in the first film? Why the same type of enemies? We couldn't really get a different group of enemies for Indiana Jones to fight. Yes, I get it takes place in the 1930s, but they like retread old ground in terms of the same enemies. Anyway, though, this is a great film. The chemistry between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford is awesome. I mean, we see Indiana Jones' father for the first time in this franchise, and I wish he had shown up sooner. That way we would know more about Henry Jones. And not only that, though, but it's the back and forth banter between Henry Jones and Indiana Jones. It's great. They have this bond here because obviously they're family. And this is very interesting because Sean Connery has played James Bond back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So I found that very intriguing. And certainly from one franchise to another, they did such a amazing job. In terms of Sean Connery, the fact he did his James Bond films and his tremendous acting helped this film. The Indiana Jones girl, who is the love interest in this film, she's not that entertaining. She's kind of weak. She turns out being one of the Nazis. Her name's Isa. And I didn't really care for her character all that much. I felt like they didn't give her enough material to work with. But other than that, this film, it doesn't cause so many issues for me. It's just, there's some missed opportunities, but this is nonetheless still a good movie to watch. Obviously, the violence is toned down in this film because Steven Spielberg wanted to do a lighter tone movie. So that's what this film is. This film has some good amount of humor in it. The action sequences are amazing. The musical score, once again, is nicely done by John Williams. And I can see why a lot of people call this the best out of the four films. Yeah, it's a great film. I like it. The chemistry between Indiana Jones and Sean Connery is like the main highlight of this movie. And it is a feel-good film that I believe the whole family can enjoy. Now, granted, if Temple of Doom was something else, but this film is good on its own rights. It's probably maybe like the second or third best Indiana Jones movie. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. The acting, the screenplay, the story, the musical score, it all comes together to make a fantastic film. Seriously, this film probably wouldn't work to cast anybody else as Henry Jones. Sean Connery is certainly one of the highlights of this film. He did a phenomenal job. And it was great to see Indiana Jones dead at least one time. Now, granted, like I said, it would have been better if they brought him in earlier, but it's alright because this is still such a great movie in my opinion. And that's my review of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Alright, leave your comments down below in this section and let me know what you think about this film. Do you love it, hate it, or in the middle? You know, I wish this franchise ended here because it ended perfectly in my opinion. We see Indiana Jones and his father off to the sunset. But no, the studios had to get hungry for the money and produce the worst sequel in this franchise. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skull. It's awful. And I'm getting to that in my next review. Okay, this is Slum Guy 172 saying, peace out.